All right, let's go. Attorney Steve Vondran, we're back. We are talking in this video about 25 things, 25 things you are doing online that is probably illegal, okay? So I'm going to go over my list. I got my hot sheet here. This is general legal information only and not legal advice, not a substitute for legal advice. If you need some legal advice, call your local attorney and get your legal advice. The laws vary by state, so this is just going to be a very, very general overview. Let's get down to it. All right, number one, first thing. Now let's go backwards. Let's start the countdown backwards. Number 25. Oh, we have someone back here in the peanut gallery. Casey Kasem, she says. All right, anyway, we are counting them down. Let's go. Number 25. Well, this is my catch-all, okay? And this is a general tone for everything. Doing anything on the internet that harms the person, property, company, or reputation of another person. So just bear that in mind. We're going to be working backwards. Anything that hurts or harms the reputation, business, the person of another, okay? So you got to be careful what you're doing. I call these cyber torts. So if you're out there on the internet doing things and it's injuring other people, you're out there like a digital wrecking ball, just doing whatever you want to do, you could be causing yourself some problems, okay? Number 24, paying someone else for an endorsement or creating your own false endorsements, okay? So this is where everybody wants reviews, like positive reviews, but they have to be real reviews. That can't just be something you're making up. You can't pay somebody $50 to write a review for you when it's totally false. The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, has rules against this, and they could come knocking on your door saying, "What's up? You got 500 endorsements, and they all look like they were written by your brother. What's going on here? This is misleading and deceptive," and that's what the FTC gets involved in, okay? You could also be charged with false advertising or some form of unfair competition. Number 24. Number 23, making false statements of fact about other companies. This is defamation. This is internet defamation, and this is big, okay? So you have you have people that are writing reviews about other companies. Sometimes you go like, well, I'm mad at this company. I'm going to get them. I'm going to go and write all these negative reviews. That's fine. You do have a First Amendment right to free speech. However, defamation is an exception to free speech. If you're making false statements of fact that are defaming a company, injuring their reputation, and you know what a false statement of fact is, it means you can't back it up. You can't back up what you're saying. You start using words like fraudster, con men, these kinds of things when maybe it was a legitimate dispute you had over their terms of service. So defaming another company can get you busted, not only a company, but also a person. So that's number 23. Number 22, spam. Harvesting email addresses, sending thousands and thousands and thousands of emails, overloading your service provider and sending all this spam, and then on top of it, refusing to honor any opt-out requests that people are giving. So spam can get you in trouble. Not only does it taste bad, just kidding, it can get you into trouble when you become a spamster on the internet. Number 22. At 21, using someone's name, image, or likeness on the internet for your commercial purposes. So say you find a picture of a young model, and you say, wow, that would look great on my website. I'm going to go ahead and use her photo right there on my front page. I'm going to say, it's Vondran legal, baby. We are sleek and ready to roll. If you don't have the consent of the person, the individual, at least in California, I'll speak for California, we have right of publicity laws that could end up in you paying their attorney fees and damages, lost profits, all kinds of things. So you have to be careful when you're using someone's right of publicity. What's that? Oh, I thought I heard something there. So that's 21. Number 20, coming in at number 20, recording a Skype call or a Google Hangout without the consent of another person. So say you're on Skype, you're having a good time. Where's my headsets? You're on Skype having a good time and talking to someone, the video's up there, and you just start recording it. Where I got my recorder? Say you just get your cell phone out and you start recording it and they don't know. This could be a problem with illegal recording, okay? So you always want to make sure that you're getting the consent of the other person, or check your various state laws. Every state's got different laws. Some states are what we call two-party consent, where both parties must consent to the call. Other states, like Arizona, is a one-party consent. So as long as one person's consenting, you're able to tape. So check your state laws, check your federal law may play into that as well. That's number 20. Boy, we are counting these down very fast.
Casey Kasem.
As she's using somebody else's name, right? Anyway, so much for that, right? Number 19, creating a suck site or a gripe site and just really just trying to punish a company or an individual, going after somebody and just really trying to suck it to them, like, you know, let's say like bestbuysucks.com or something. You have to be careful, again, with defamation, tarnishing these famous trademarks, and you have to be careful that you are basically just overdoing it with somebody else's website. Yes, you may have First Amendment rights, but do you really want to fight that battle? Do you want Best Buy to sue you? You have to be careful if you're using Best Buy in your domain, because it could be considered as a trademark infringement if it's confusing people, if it's called confusingly similar to their mark, or somebody thinks they're endorsing you. That could be a problem. Not to say that they would with a gripe site, but again, you have to be careful with these protest sites. That's number 19. Number 18, buying a domain name for a popular company and then trying to sell it back to them. Okay, so say you see like Nike, for example, a big sporting good company. You say, well, I want to buy Nike cheap shirts. You say NikeCheapShirts.com. I bought it. Yay, it's available. So you buy it for $8-9 on GoDaddy, and then you call up GoDaddy and you call up Nike and you say, hey, I've got this great domain for you. I want to sell it for a great price, $200,000. What? You want to sue me for cybersquatting? Oh my God! And you hang up the phone. That's what could happen to you. I had somebody recently come to me. I'm trying to trademark my attorney Steve, so it's in the USPTO's office, Patent and Trademark Office. And then somebody came to me and tried to sell me myattorneysteve.com. And so I sent a friendly email that said, hey, I'm kind of got a trademark pending here.
Back off, buddy.
Back off, buddy. So that's a nice way to put it. Sometimes that will just resolve it for you. Back off, buddy. All right.
Or back off, ma'am.
Or back off, ma'am. Could be a ma'am, yes.
To be sexist over here.
Yeah, that's right. She's politically correct over here.
That's right.
All right, so that's 18. Number 17, connecting to an unsecured Wi-Fi. Connecting to an unsecured Wi-Fi without authorization. So you may say, well, if you go to a coffee shop and it's unsecured and they say, hey, go for it, you know, have a cup of latte, darling, and go ahead and play on the internet, then that's okay. But if you're hijacking your neighbor's Wi-Fi, you're trying to get free bandwidth, stealing the internet, so to speak, that could lead to trouble, okay, legal issues. Okay, so that's 19, 17. We're on 16, faking or spoofing your IP address, setting up these fake accounts so you can pretend you're anonymous or pretend that you're somebody else. Faking or spoofing IP addresses, and let's face it, when somebody's trying to get anonymous, so to speak, you know, is there really a good reason? It's like those people that are wearing the mask. If you're always having to hide who you are, sometimes it looks a little fishy. That's all I'm going to say, okay? So that's 17. 16 on my top list of things you could be doing wrong that are probably illegal, internet-related, technology-related, sharing passwords so that you can obtain access to software or online sites or newspapers. Some of the newspapers like to charge, and you're using tools or crack codes or something to access these things illegally. That, of course, you know is going to get you into trouble. I shouldn't even have to tell you this. Most of this stuff is common sense, isn't it?
No, not these days.
not so common these days. Common sense is not so common, I say.
Common sense has gone out the window.
That's right. All right, so let's get back here. So that was 17, I believe. 16, streaming content from the theater. Okay, this is a big one. So you got this cell phone and you're all happy now because you got this amazing iPhone, and you go to the theater or you go to a concert. Like Chicago's coming out. I really want to see Chicago.
Let's go.
But well, let's finish our show first.
Okay.
She's good. She's good. Frontline Lisi over here, everyone, in case you're wondering who she is. Anyway, so you're at the theater or you're at a concert. I was recently down at Old Cella for the old fellas. So I was down there watching the Stones, and and Bob Dylan. But anyway, so if you're down there streaming and going live, like Facebook has the free go live, it doesn't even cost you anything, and you can now broadcast, which is creating this rise of the citizen media. But you're out there broadcasting this live back to Facebook or YouTube or all these other sites that you can stream live. It's fun. Your friends may go, hey, hey, thumbs up, hearts, love, hearts. But you could get in big trouble for this. I mean, if you're doing this at the movie theater, I've heard of cases where they would actually seize your phone and, basically threaten to press charges against you or file a lawsuit against you. So be very careful. I wouldn't do it if it were me. I would. She would. So you may be my next client, which would be great. So get your retainer ready. I'd give her a deal. She's my wife. So anyway, so that's a problem. Number 16, streaming illegally. What else do we have? 15. Okay, this is a big one. Performing guitar cover songs. Now, I'm a big guitar player. In fact, my guitar's over here. I'm not going to go grab it right now. It's here for stress relief purposes. Blood pressure gets high. I go out and I play a song. But you see a lot of people now teaching other people guitar online or lots of other things. Could be anything. But doing a cover song. Now, technically, you should be, because the song is copyrighted, the lyrics are copyrighted usually. You need to get a license or permission to go ahead and do the cover song. Now, there are uses in copyright law, what we call fair use. There are transformative uses. There is something known as parody if you're making parody songs. But all these are risky. I mean, when you're doing those things, you always want to see, can I get permission to publicly perform, to post my helpful guitar video online, or should I just do it and hope nobody says anything? She says, just do it. She is, anyway, we're going to keep an eye on her. We're going to keep a close eye on her. I should put the camera on her because she'd probably go running. Whoa, there she is, everyone. Front line, Lacey. She's in the peanut gallery.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. It is Friday. So we had a good day today. So we're closing up early and getting this video out to you. So that's 15. Performing cover songs. Try to get permission. Realize there's a fair use, possibly, but you don't want to be that person. And the other thing with copyright and performing songs and posting them on YouTube is they have this automatic content ID system. We wrote a blog on this if you want to read it, where when you upload things, if they're hearing certain words or music or melodies that are in their library, their database, they match the two, and if there's a hit, they say that's copyright infringement, you could get a strike. It doesn't sound like much, but 2-3 strikes, you're out. You start losing privileges, and at some point, YouTube's going to kick you out. Now, I know me personally, I cannot live without YouTube. This is how my business is, a big part of my business, I should say. So I can't live without it. So I'm very, very careful what I upload in my videos, whether it's music, pictures, anything. So you got to be careful with that. That's number 16, I think it was. Next, I'm probably skipping over some things. Downloading or viewing photos of minors in sexual context. I shouldn't have to tell you that. But, we get emails. I got an email from thumbs down, boo.
Yeah,
boo.
Gross.
Big trouble, gross. Don't do it. Don't even do anything questionable. You're going to get in trouble. Don't do it, okay? I think I skipped over a few, so just work with me here because I show somehow magically I've made it to number 10. So, hey, I'm an attorney. We went to law school because we weren't good at math, okay? So, number 10, copyright infringement. This, again, using someone's photo on your homepage. We've seen cases like this where you end up paying, several hundred to a couple $1,000 to use somebody's photo. Because you found it on Google, you thought it was free. You have to realize a lot of the stuff on the internet is copyrighted.
It is not free 99.
It is not free 99. Free 99. So be careful before you're using photo. You know what I do? I use a site called like Photolia or Getty Images. There's lots of sites where you can buy your photos, and that way you got a receipt. So if anybody says anything, you got a receipt. Okay, so that's always a good way to do it. Copyright infringement. And note, I have a note here, that copyright infringement can lead to up to $150,000 in statutory damages if the holder can prove willful infringement. So be careful. Copyright is no good.
No bueno.
No bueno, because if you're infringing somebody's copyright, I didn't write the laws. You know who did though? The movie companies, the music companies, the film companies, the software companies. They all got together and helped this very, very powerful law. So copyright, something you have to be very careful with. Our firm does a lot of copyright law consequently. Number 9, business owners whose websites do not provide adequate accessibility to those with handicaps or disabilities under the ADA, which stands for Frontline.
America Disabilities Act.
Boom, is she smart? She's good. Americans with Disabilities Act, and that law is designed to protect handicapped and disabled people. Now, a lot of people go, well, we all know if you're going to Walmart, there has to be, or a restaurant, there has to be ramps and things have to be accessible and bathrooms. But what a lot of people don't know is the ADA quite conceivably applies to commercial websites. So you want to be doing things on your website, certain standards that are out there to provide that access. If you don't, you can be sued. In fact, in Arizona, one of the states where I practice, there was recently 4 lawsuits filed by the same plaintiff attorney against various business owners who had a bricks and mortar place plus a website, and they went and sued them for damages under the Americans with Disabilities Act, saying they're not providing the proper accessibility through the website. Okay, so this is a little issue that's probably not on most people's radar, but I do find there's a lot more awareness to this issue, which is coming out, that you want to help blind people, deaf people, those with disabilities, motor skill deficiencies, help them get access to your website. Okay, so I got that down at number 9. Just want you to be aware of that. And if you know that, by the way, you're probably like 5 times smarter than the rest of your friends, which is why you need to subscribe to this channel. Keep that good information coming, all right? All right, so let's go down to number 8, underage access to accounts like Facebook, other social media sites where they may say you need to be at least 13 years old to access, like Facebook. If you're under 13, you may not be able, you shouldn't be accessing per their terms of service. They don't want you having access to these Donald Trump news stories, you know, they're...
I didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything.
Point is, they don't want, there's reasons, they don't want you in the fray, you know, in these political arguments and seeing somebody's plate of lasagna, you know, just grossing you out. So they want you to be allowed to develop to a certain age before they allow you. So underage access to websites can get you into trouble. That's number 8 on my list. We are counting down. We have made the front page. We are now looking number 7, faking your name online, fake accounts, creating impersonation accounts, pretending you're somebody else. Not good. Why are you doing this? You got to be careful, okay? You could be getting yourself into trouble. Could be issues with the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Okay, you're like, wow, that sounds scary. Yeah, well, you don't want to be making fake accounts, impersonating other people. Big no-nos, be careful, okay? So that's number 7 on our site, on our top 25 list. Number 6, getting down there, torrents, one of our favorites. Illegal movie, music downloads, software downloads, getting things for free through these torrent protocols. Okay, these are the torrent cases. Now, torrents, while they can be legal to share things that are not copyrighted, such as maybe something that's in the public domain or something that people say, I don't care, share this all you want. But downloading TV shows or movies or things like Malibu Media movies or London Has Fallen, those are some of the ones that we see. Adult pornography, downloading those.
Oh, those are no-nos.
Those are no-nos. She puts things much simpler than I do. So those are no-nos. You know, and believe me, it's no fun when we get our clients that call us and say, you know, I've got issues with adult pornography. I don't want my wife to know, or, you know, this is embarrassing if my boss finds out. So think before you're downloading movies, which store on your hard drive, and then other people can share them in what they call the swarm. Okay, so be very careful about doing that, because we handle a lot of torrent cases. And yes, you are copying, distributing, and allowing others to publicly perform and display. It's just not a good scene. Okay, that's 6. Number 5, we are down to our top 5 countdown. Accessing the deep web or the dark web.
That sounds like the Malibu Media stuff.
Well, it sounds a little bit like yes, it does. Or what they call the invisible web. So there are places on the internet which are so deep and dark that they're really not indexed. You know, you really can't find them without special tools. to get you there, different VPNs or proxies to get you there. And they could contain some really bad, nasty things. I'm not even going to go into it. I'll let your mind do all its wandering and imagination. But you could find yourself accessing sites that are being surveilled. Is that a word, surveilled?
Surveillance.
Subject to surveillance by...
Surveyed.
You could, yes, surveyed. You could be surveyed by the FBI, CIA, NSA, who knows. But you don't want to get down into the deep web. You don't want to be down there, okay? So keep yourself above board. Stick to the legitimate sites, the sites that are out there, legitimate information sites. Do the right thing, people, okay? That's number 5. Number 4, Googling nefarious things. Googling nefarious things. Now, you know what this is. This is the person that's Googling how to make a bomb. Not good. You don't want to do it unless you're in the military and your boss and there's a reason for it. But anybody else doing that, you're probably being tracked. Somebody's probably checking it out. It's going to be raising red flags. Why do it? Don't do it. Hiring a hitman, how to hire a hitman, having a nasty divorce, blah, blah, blah.
So are those things, a question for you, are those things tracked? Like if people put the word bomb, can they track it?
Well, I think most people know. I'm not a surveillance expert. I just assume when I'm working on the internet, it's a great question, Frontline Lisi. But when I'm on the internet, I assume that, she gets a thumbs up. I assume that everything's being tracked. I assume that I have no privacy. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I think most people that understand the internet understand that you really don't have privacy. So be careful the things you're Googling and searching, keep it reasonable. You don't want someone to knock on your front door. You don't want that. FBI, open up. You don't want that. So be responsible, the things you're looking for on the internet, so forth and so on, okay? That's number 4. Number 3 on our top 25 list. We have exposing personally identifiable information of another. For example, there is a tort in privacy law, what we call the invasion of privacy. And one of the torts is basically disclosing private information for no real legitimate public purpose. You're doing it to embarrass someone. You're doing it to injure someone. Back to number 25, embarrassing, injuring, harming their reputation. That can get you sued, okay? That could be deemed an invasion of privacy. It could also violate other laws, but you want to be careful, posting that somebody has a loathsome disease like herpes or syphilis or.
But what if it's true?
Well, again, so there are some things that are true. It's a great question, but there's some things that really don't have any public value to it. And so if you're really just doing it to injure someone, expose them, to extort from them, you can find yourself in a lot of trouble. So I always say, think it through before you, if you're not sure, call an attorney. Just say, hey, can I do this? Attorney's probably going to say, you want to risk being sued? And you're going to say,
no.
On to number 2, cyberbullying. This is another one that can get you in trouble. Now, most schools by law have to have some sort of training for their students about cyberbullying because, everybody knows that there was playground bullying. And God knows I was bullied enough. But, everybody's bullied in one form or fashion, whether it's some comments they made, some weird looks, or just how they're treated. Bullying is not something we want in this society. We want a safety. We want a safe place to be, okay? Cyberbullying through threats to personal property, real property, threats to their person. I'm going to injure you. Stalking people online, harassing, intimidating. Those things are going to potentially get you into trouble. That could be on an email. That could be on Facebook posts. That could be on your Instagram. It could be on Snapchat. Whatever you're doing, if you're digitally doing something to another person, again, going back to number 5, that harms their person, their reputation, a business, you are potentially violating the law. There's lots of laws, and you don't want to be the recipient of a lawsuit and find out which ones they're charging you with, because it will probably be a lengthy list of charges. So that's number 2. Down to number 1. This is it, the final. You've been waiting for this. Posting revenge porn. Posting revenge porn. There's no reason I put it number 1, but it's something. And this is where you maybe you had some videos with another person and you're posting them on the internet going, I am going to post these on here. and she's going to wish she never dated me, or she's going to wish she never divorced me, and you're posting that stuff, pictures, photos, videos, whatever, as much as the mind can imagine, and you're posting those to get back at someone, you're potentially violating the laws. You got to, again, check the laws of your state, think before you post, and you should be okay. So that's my top 25 list. Did I miss anything, Frontline?
No, I think you covered them all. I think it was good.
All right, with that, it's Friday. We're done. We're wrapping it up for today.
Yay!
And we are closing it out. So there it is. What do you got? Boom! Keeping it legal with Attorney Steve. Okay, so if you need some help, you got an internet issue, digital disputes, you can go to my website, digitaldisputes.com. You can also find me at my trademark I'm trying to get, attorneysteve.com. And we're happy to help you out. We offer low flat rate fees for most non-litigation cases. And we've been around doing this for a while. So if you need some help, give us a call. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, anything I missed, please write them in the comment box below. If you like the video, feel free to share it on your social media networks. Go ahead, give me a link back or something to say, hey, Attorney Steve, he's my guy. And subscribe to our channel. That's all we ask for. It's very simple. It's very simple. Thank you all. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again, and keep it legal. Talk to you later. I got to get back to work. You still here?
I guess I have a
Are you
job.
still here?